tonight the first 3 episodes of Andor Season 2 dropped on Disney+. And, looking back at Season 1, I did enjoy Season 1 overall, but I remember thinking the pacing was a bit sluggish. I rewatched it this past week to refresh my memory, and honestly I realized they didn't retain much beyond the prison break arc, which granted was excellent, but that's telling. It felt like a slow burn that didn't always stick. Now, Season 2 is already shaping up to be much better in terms of pacing, for the most part. Right out of the gate, these first couple episodes are fantastic. They waste no time jumping into the action, and it honestly felt like I was dropped into a gritty war video game at times, in the best way. The tension, the atmosphere, the urgency, all very engaging. That said, I couldn't help but chuckle when the rebel soldiers decided to settle something with rock, paper, scissors. It just came off as unintentionally funny. I really liked how the group of rebels introduced on the planet. Each character brought something unique to the table, and their camaraderie and banter gave them immediate depth. I'm definitely invested in what happens to them. But here's where the season stumbles a bit. The show is called Andor, and yet he was barely present until episode 3. That episode shifts its focus almost entirely away from him, zeroing in on the Imperial officer with the overbearing mom and the unfolding political marriage subplot, and I gotta be honest, I just don't care that much about those plot threads. I get that the show is trying to paint a broader picture of the galaxy and its power structures, but sidelining the titular character for that long so early in the season feels like a misstep. That said, the wedding sequence did have some cool elements. It gave off Dune vibes. It specifically kind of reminded me of like the Bene Gesserets, which I appreciated. The moment where the bride cuts off the braid reminded me of the Jedi transition from Padawan to Knight. Also, the contrast between the opulent nobles partying it up while literal war rages right outside their gate was strong, effective commentary. It's a stark depiction of how removed the elite can be from the suffering around them as long as their own interests are protected. These first episodes do a great job of steadily building momentum, and I really hope that continues in the coming weeks. One thing I do hope the writers remember to circle back to is the storyline about Andor's sister, which was introduced in the first episode of Season 1 and then just vanished. It felt like a meaningful thread, and I'd be disappointed if it ends up dropped entirely. All in all, I'm really enjoying the season so far. The energy is up, the stakes feel higher, and there's a lot of promise. Can't wait for the next few episodes that come out next week.